What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, I have some of the OGs in the building all coming together. Well, it's kind of like we got like Captain Planet or something. Y'all remember that old school when our powers combined? So, look, let me tell you who we got here. We got OG from the North, AD Green. A-Lee, Mr. B.
Mr. B in the house.
Man, OG Mike Sebi, OG Mike Miller, Coach Miller. Time to
What's
work,
up, man?
guy.
Y'all
What's
already
going
know,
on?
man.
Hey, look, Isaac. Look, man,
You
you
already
just
know,
talked.
man.
Mr. Egear, how you doing today, brother?
You already know me.
Look, I wanted to say thank y'all for taking a few minutes out. The biggest thing we're talking about tonight is just setting up for tomorrow's program. We'll be at 7625 Cook Road. And we are bringing out the men in the community, trying to set up some programs, thinking about ways that we can really go forward. We already got some people trailblazing like Coach Mike. Isaac got his hands in. Mr. B is OG. So we really gonna get a little deep into this thing. But before we do that, fellas, can y'all go through and take at least just a minute and a half to let people know who you are and what you are already currently doing in the city?
I'm Mr. B.
We'll
They
start
used to
with
call
you.
me
There we
Coach.
go.
I'm Mr. B. They used to call me Coach Brown. I coached in A-Leaf youth football for about 15 to 17 years. I also coached on the north side over there at Oaks Dad's Club. I'm over here off of King's Cuts and Buddha Smoke Shop right here off of Cook Road. So I've been in the hood, both north side and the southwest side for a long time. That's just the way I rock. I got friends all over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Here we go. Coach Miller, let us know something.
All right, man. Yeah, it's definitely breaking up in this thing, but I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself, man. I'm Mike Miller, man. Taught in A-Leaf for about 14 years, man. I'm definitely involved heavily in the community. Got my own nonprofit sports program. I send kids to college on basketball scholarships and track and field scholarships. I'm also heavily in the A-Leaf garden. I'm one of the people who run that garden and keep the maintenance and keep it going, and just always just supporting everybody that's got something going positive in our community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And when I tell you that brother supports been many times, man, whether it's the radio station or the podcast, he gonna pull up on me. So didn't expect anything less than to have him in the game tonight, man. Mr. Green, can you give us a little background?
Hey, what's up, my guy? Yeah, AD Green, man. You know, Swisha House Legend, man, on the north side. Been putting it down with them guys for probably 20 years plus. Y'all know the name Slim Thug, all the way from your Mike Joneses, your Lamarios, everybody that's original, man. It's a whole lot of names, so I name everybody. 3PJ just came home. Other than that, man, I'm also a writer. I'm a ghostwriter and a writer, and I got a book ready to drop called Last Walk. Just getting involved with the community, man. Doing a little ministry, doing a little prison ministry. It's just trying to do things, man, to advance humanity. As far as like on my personal side as the business and stuff, I forex trade. I do a little stock option. I want to get my hands in real estate, trying to get my feet wet, and I didn't get all the way in there yet. Just a business entrepreneur type man. That's all I'm about, man. Fancy man.
That's it, brother. And we're talking about come on, man, keeping them options open, brother. I see you touching a little bit of everything, but that's how I gotta be these days. Gotta keep that money going. Mr. Isaac, come on, drop us with some knowledge, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate the invitation, guys, and I really do appreciate everything that everybody's doing over here in the community. I've been working in the A-Leaf for the past 6 years. My first 5 years, I was in Best Elementary. If you're familiar with that area, I was working family engagement, so working with the community, working with families, helping out families. If you know that area, right in the business track. So it's a very high needs area around Forum Park, and that part of town. And then I was in AMS for a few years before I graduated college recently, and with my social work degree. And luckily, the district was able to give me a job as a family social worker, so I can continue working with the families. And what I do best right now is try to communicate and connect community partners with A-Leaf to make sure that we can get some resources and help for some of our students. One of the things that we just did this year, we opened up the school market, which is a pantry where we allow families to come in twice a month to pick up food. It's like a grocery store, whatever they want. And in case of emergency, hey, I open it up for them and get them connected, whatever with whatever it is they need. I try to help out the families because a lot of times the assistance that we have in the district is student based. So now I get to focus on the parents and the adults in the community. So one good thing we got coming up, I got a partnership with Amazon and CompuDot. We're going to be doing a computer giveaway coming up in March. Actually, one in January and then another one in March. Where they're going to help us out and be able to distribute some technology to some of our students who really need it. But really, I'm glad now I'm at SOAR campus, which is the students who are trying to catch up on credits, which is connected with Lincoln Knight High School. So that's where my office is at. And I'm glad I'm able to be around that high school student because a lot of them need that adult connection. You know, a lot of times they only have that teacher connection and they don't have those great relationships with other kinds of adults. So they don't know the benefits that are out there, especially some of the stuff that coach is doing, some of AD Groom is doing, Mr. Green is doing, definitely what KT is doing. So it's letting them know there's adults out there trying to connect with them and trying to help them out, you know?
Yes, sir, man. That speaking of, like I say, plugged in, man. A-Leaf, I called Isaac. I say, man, who is next? He said, man, I got this person for you. I got this person. So very thankful to what you got going on, man. And I'm glad you kind of brought up that SOAR program. And I'm going to start this one off with Coach Miller because he's already so much into what we're doing for tomorrow. But thinking about that SOAR, I was a team coach for a young man. And the game I could have gave him was very good, but we struggled to connect because his interests weren't kind of some of my favorite interests, right? Like I like sports, but I can't get out there and just say let's hoop it up or something. So then I missed that time to get on the court, you know, to have those conversations with that young man. So just thinking about, Coach, what you're doing already with the work and touching these young men, why are events like tomorrow so important to really just reinforce and back up what you're already doing?
Man, it's just really connecting the dots, man. It's a lot of awareness that's not being touched that kids need to be aware about. And not just the kids, just for us too. Because just looking at this panel right here, we all hold things that we're really good at, and I don't really have to focus on something that I've been trying to do. I can figure out what y'all, saying y'all have, and then I can go to y'all and be like, hey, I need you for this, and that, and this is what I love. We can just always support each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just like me and my boy Capo, and other people that every time we have an event, everybody just always come and support it now. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to be a snowball effect, and it's starting to get bigger and bigger in our community, and people are starting to feel it. I started out doing this first for a minute, just being a teacher in A-League for over 13 years, and then Capo just came by as a student. He was an old student of Tremaine Wycliffe's. He came by, said he wanted to do something better with his life. Wycliffe told him to come see me. I said, hey, I'd love to help you out. And then boom, he went and did his thing. And then now, like, it's just been a big coalition. So the event that we have tomorrow coming up, man, it's gonna bring us all together to the point where we should be connecting all the time now. Like, we got the barbershop, like these different needs and these areas that kids need, we should be providing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna talk about everything that we provide, so we got to make sure we continue to provide it. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a long time in the community, and people always say that what they can provide, but we don't always continue to provide it on a consistent basis. So we just got to make sure we stay consistent at this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of power right here that can make a lot of stuff happen for these kids.
Man, that's it, man. That is it. I was just up at the shop today with Mr. B, man, and That's what the young lady said. She said, well, how do we plan on keeping it going, right? Because it said a lot of people get started. And going to you, AD, just thinking about the background, man. Taking their time to sit down for a few years, and now coming back to being a part of events like this, man. For you, why is it so important, man, that we come back and reach those kids, man, especially them boys, man, 15 to 19, 15 to 21?
I think it's very imperative that as we reach one, teach one, as brothers of the struggle, to let them know that, hey, man, it is another way, that y'all don't have to go that route. It's a better way. Because, me personally, growing up, Acres Home, Northside, came from a good family, but, we make choices in life. So I chose to do a lot of the things that I did. So if one has a better support system and someone is able to back them and let them know that, hey, you can do it like this. You got better choice. So for me, I just feel that it's my responsibility, and as us as men, and the women is also with men, that we should really just reach one and pick them up, because they need that support. That support really matters. So I just try to give back, like I said, to support that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So to the ones that you wanted to try to look out for you and have your back. So I just want to be that gap, to be able to feel that gap. Where me, when I didn't have that support.
That's
and
it,
as you speak of prison, those don't know the background, I had to do a little time for the choices that I did make, so I could have just laid it down, or I could have partaked in a lot of activities, but I chose to have a plan, because failing the plan is planning to fail. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, I just had to have a vision. My first days in incarceration, like I told you, KT, was my best days of preparation. So I just knew I had a vision and things that I wanted to do. And to speak on that, I even was close to finishing my degree. So I got out, and now by the spring semester, I have a business degree.
Come on, brother.
So
Hey, man,
brothers, man.
Come on.
Hey, AD, I love to hear that, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Congratulations, brother. Keep inspiring, man.
Thank y'all, man. Really
man, I love that, man.
Yeah, that's what our responsibility is, man. We gotta
love it, man.
The gifts and the things that your testimony doesn't belong to you. Yep. Your testimony is to help somebody else, man, that needs that, man.
What?
That's it. Yep. Come on, man. Look, man, brother laid it down right there. Now, Mr. B. Yeah. You've been in this thing, Mr. B. Talk to us about why events is like this. Because first off, before we get going, I want to say thank you, Mr. B, man. Look, Mr. B grinding out up there. We went by the stove, Mr. B. We went by the shop. Mr. B got the black curtains out. Mr. B moved everything. Got it looking nice. Look, man. So first of all, thank you, man. But why are events like this so important for you, brother?
Well, it's just like AD said, and Mr. Mike and Mr. Isaac said. I've been out here a long time. I done seen kids lose their parents. I done seen good kids turn bad kids. I met a kid yesterday, 16. He quit school, but he didn't know where to go. He don't want to go to school. He don't know where to go get his GED. It's stuff like that. When you see that their heads is always in the phone, finding the wrong information and don't know where to go to find the right information.
Facts.
Or who's gonna guide them towards the right information. And each one of these guys here, I got a shirt from you, Mike. Isaac, I'm pretty sure my wife probably been in your pantry, and I know where your garden's at, Mike.
Yeah.
And I dealt with Inwood Dad Clubs out there and Acres Home Dad Clubs out there on the youth end with you, Mr. Green, AD Green. So, me and my wife went to Wall Trip, so I know about that north side. So when you see these kids go through up and down battle robberies, and they're in prison or dead, and all the choices, like you said, like AD said, all the bad choices that they make. And they make bad choices because a lot of them don't have direction on where they can go to better themselves. So basically, to me, the graph is the famous word of Farrakhan said, the graph is upside down. You know what I mean by that? What I mean by that, everything they're doing is bad, but if they flip that bad to the high point, then everything they be doing is good. Like I told the kid yesterday, why sell rocks when you can sell haircuts?
Yeah.
You sell them $20 stones or whatever, sell $20 cuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Learn how to sell cars. Get your DD. Learn how to read better. Here's a book. Start off with this basic book. So they just need a venue of direction other than sports to know where to go. Because like you said, some kids aren't sports savvy. They just need a direction. And we got to be the guys to point them in the right direction, the source. Yeah. And it's easy just by having a piece of paper with a bunch of emails on there and websites. Here you go. You out of pocket. This is where you need to go. Take it to your parents. Google it on your phone and see how it goes.
Yeah. That's it, brother. That's it, man. And that brings me to kind of the overall arching kind of idea of what I'm having for tomorrow is looking at almost a citizen school, right? Because we got kids who saying, I don't want to go to college. I want to get this trade. I want to be able to learn, be able to work with my hands and get better. But the question is, how do we find those kids? How do we foster that want and be that bridge to, like you say, just standing the gap in between? So, but the biggest part is getting out into the community and understanding the needs, the interest of the kids. So Mike, I know you already on the ground, man. What in a world where the interest, the mindset, the attention of that kid is currently evolving, how do you keep those connections and almost be that chameleon to keep those interests going, to keep that relationship with your kids?
For me, it's pretty easy. I really adapt with the kids.
Yeah.
I really don't get left behind in the generations all the time. So I kind of stay within what they're doing. So like it's just my lane has just been easy. I'm in sports. I'm in fashion. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of know what the kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one thing. That's just the key to this thing. You got to understand their era and their time. You can't really get caught up in your time and what's going on. You got to kind of meet, like, what they say, meet them where they at. You know what I'm saying? And figure it out from there. And that's just what I do. I meet them where they at, and I figure it out from there. And then I just, do simple stuff, check up on them. Just, some big brother stuff, some dad stuff, you know what I'm saying? What you up to? Like I got a kid who got a track scholarship from my track and field program. I found him in an alternative school. He had a daughter, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have, the route wasn't looking good, you know what I'm saying? He had 2 years left in high school. I say, man, let me get you. Your last 2 years, you've been giving it to the streets. Let me get the last 2 years. He gave it to me. He got a full scholarship. Boom. So what I do now, I just keep in contact with him. You know what I'm saying? Might shoot him $40 on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Just being in him, like, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure I'm around, making sure, you know what I'm saying? So when it's time for me to get in his ear and tell him something that he needs to respect, he gonna respect it because I've been there along the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of building up to where I can, when I want to put my foot down, and he's not gonna really look at me like, bro, why you telling me? I can tell you that because I really love you and I really care for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, I'm not just coming to your face and like, hey, young buck, or hey, young blood, or you know what I'm saying? Type stuff.
Man, that's it. And that's like with Isaac. Isaac is like, we in the streets, but Isaac, you've been in the streets, man, working with families, one-on-one with kids. So you getting to see both sides of it. So with your kids, man, you think about those computer drives, you think about the families that you're working with. How are you seeing those families evolve and working with parents to kind of keep those kids interested into being a part of the programs that you're holding in school?
The best thing that helps me out is what everybody here I think can is already doing. And I think we use it to our advantages. We use our personal lived experiences to connect and relate to them. And once we make that connection, then we have their attention. You know, they get so much influence from the kids get so much influence from outside, from social media, from friends, from Instagram, and the families. It's hard for them to understand that and how to control and keep those kind of relationships in place. So I try to help the parents understand what they can do to help them out and relate to them, because when I see these students in A-Leaf, I see myself when I was a kid, and I think many of y'all do as well. Anytime you speak to youth, you're like, man, I've been there. I know exactly what you're seeing. I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly what's going on, and I try my best to be real with them and let them know, hey, you know what, I'm an adult. I'm not one of your teachers, but I'm an adult that understands what you're going through. And I'm gonna talk to you in a certain way where I understand exactly what's going on with you. And I try to use whatever resources that I can, that I have to my disposal. Even if I don't have it, I let them know. I try to be as sincere with them and build that trust with them and let them know, hey, whatever it is you got going on, whatever kind of help you may need, ask me and I'm gonna find a way or find somebody or connect with somebody who can help you get what it is you need. And that's what I try to do my best at when I'm connecting with these families. And what I love about A-Leaf is that there's so many great organizations like Mike's. You got Heads Up Houston. You got Tony over there, the Elite. You got Capo doing his things. You got Keith over here doing his stuff. K-Dub doing his stuff. We have silos of people doing amazing work. And I think what tomorrow is going to help us do is connect those silos and kind of bridge that together. When I do some of these community workshops, that's one thing that we see is that there's so many great people doing some amazing things, and we just got to connect those and create that web. And one thing I'm working on right now in the community is it's called redefining Harris County Redefining Youth Justice Coalition. We just got approved last year for $4 million funding to go right into the community to help out grassroots organizations like Mike's, like Heads Up Houston, like everybody else who's doing this connection with kids and students to help them be better and make greater impact and eventually have that transformational change in our community. And the best thing that we can do right now is a great term that I learned recently, is that intergenerational learning framework. Well, we got to learn with the kids together. We're learning from each other and connect with them that way.
Man, that's it, brother. Awesome information. So AD, I'll send it to you like this. As we look and we connect those pieces and we look to bring in men from the community, right? And you giving them your background. How do you draw that line from giving them too much of the background to just finding that fine point of inspiring that kid without? So how do we tell people to kind of set up that in their mentoring?
Well, first of all, man, I just want to tell y'all, man, everything is well said, man. I receive that, man. I receive that.
Yes, sir.
Man, like you said, you just got to try to learn and build a relationship, man. Today's time, man, you got the youth. It's all about, they like the music, they like the swag, they had the drip, the look. So I guess, man, once they can relate to, see, they like what you're doing, and so you just blend in. Like me, for instance, I ain't gonna put my age out there, but I look like I'm young. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep in, just evolve with them, but at the same time, we might can just have a little fun. I'm on some big brother stuff, but at the end of the day, you gonna get that meat though. So I got my way of finessing and sliding and trying to get your attention to send the message, because it's like they need to hear this, man, because today's society, man, is terrible out there, bro. So I just try my best, man, to tell them about, hey, the way I was going, man, good. This is what's around that corner. Yeah. Like my brother, Mr. B was saying, man, hey, yeah, that may sound good, but do you really know the seriousness behind that? Or even just a rap song, or do you know what comes with that? Yeah. So it's just ways of trying to, get their attention and trying to reach out to them, man. So that's just my take. That's my approach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody else's approach may be different, though.
You know? But you got to do what works for you, though.
That's right.
That's it, man. So, Mr. B, I'm going to bring it back to you. Earlier, you talked about how do we engage students outside of sports, right? And so as we go around, I'll let that kind of be the closed question because I wanted to keep it at 30 minutes. Just give them a little tidbit, little ski taste for the day. So what we'll do, Mr. B, starting with you, how do we reach those kids? And we'll talk more about this tomorrow. So this, you ain't got to give it all to us, but how do we reach those kids outside of sports?
You just read. What I do is like the ones that are that quit school or young or whatever, I just refer them to a lot of contractors, you know, because I was in the construction industry and the landscaping industry also for like 25 years. So I refer them to do things that's going to keep them busy so they can grow. You know, if they keep their mind busy, they'll keep their mind growing and out of trouble. So I'll just refer them to Murph Turf, Melvin. Well, these are guys that I know that are also older gentlemen that's going to keep them busy, keep them out of trouble, let them work, you know, figure out another way to make $1 and teach them a skill, you know. They also learn a skill that they can take with them forever. And sometimes I even took kids fishing, you know, they never learned how to fish, you know. Now he knows, we'll never be hungry because he knows how to fish.
Come on now.
You know, there's stuff like that we do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But made me think about that parable, man. Come on, man. Teach me how to do it. I'll eat forever.
Yes, exactly.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Isaac, what you got, brother?
It's really building that trust, and then, man, any way that I can. And sometimes for the hardest one, it takes time. It takes time to break that wall down, and it's just having conversations. Don't forget them. Sometimes the hardest ones become the marginalized ones, and they get forgotten about, right? So sometimes those are the ones we got to focus on the most, and find one way or another to make that one connection, and let them know that, hey, you know, a lot of times with me, I relate a lot about my personal history, my personal past. I got a brother doing a life sentence right now, right? So I get to know a lot about what's going on with other kids. I see kids with their probation band on their ankle. You know, we talk about that. We talk about their issues. We talk about what's going on and what's next. You know, and little by little, you know, they come by and just, hey, check in with me little by little, and it's just letting them know, hey, again, there's adults out there. A lot of times they don't have that experience, especially with other males, Black and Latino males that they can rely on and give them some good advice. So anytime that we can at least plant that seed and let them know, hey, you know what, I trust this individual. Let's give them some great words of advice and move on from there.
Yes, sir. That's it, brother. Come on now. What about you, Michael? How do we catch them outside of sport?
Oh man, that was a good one for me because sports was always my success. You know, I've always been successful just turning kids around with sports. So my thing was making it make sense. So food, you know what I'm saying? So my thing was, you know, growing your own food, man, learning how to grow your own food. What if you can't go to the store one day? So I've been getting a lot of students that are grown now. They have their own plots in the garden where I'm at. I teach them how to grow their own food, and they pull it and they juice. I teach them how to juice it. So this is just something like like I said, sports is the only thing I knew. Like I was incarcerated too. I was locked up in WAMAC for 8 months before I went to college. So I didn't, and sports changed my life. So I didn't know nothing else. But that growing, that's how I was able to relate and switch my game up of showing something different besides sports, man. And growing your food, man. Once you do it one time, you hook.
That's it, man. That's
like
it.
that. Like that.
Yeah, man. Big Mike said y'all ain't ready for the revolution until you can grow your own food, man.
You hook, man.
No, man,
Yeah.
those some great skills to show them kids, man.
Yeah,
And tomorrow I hope I can connect with everybody about this, man, and more.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah.
Come on, AD, close us out, man.
Hey, brother Mike, I don't mean to jump off. You a 5%er?
Nah.
Okay, I like that, man. Yeah, you seem like you on what is it growth and development on the mind level as far as like.
Well, I'm on my mic.
Conscious. What I want to say.
Ziggy.
Yeah, man.
Conscious.
Yeah,
conscious.
Energy don't die; it transfers. So when he died, it transferred.
Right.
And
right.
that's I mean I'm real holistic, man. I sell sea moss all day. Like I used to be an educator. I taught high school for over 13 years. I was a college professor, and once I healed my body, I just started healing other people. Just like you, I'll be 39 this month.
Okay.
And I still, and I just healed, The link
That's
up,
it,
man.
brother.
All right, you gave yours up, man. I might well tell them that I'm 41 years old, man.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, boy,
Come on,
kill
man.
it
I wouldn't
again.
even said that myself, brother. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah, man, we
you
gonna
want
do
to
some
close
great
out,
things,
KT?
man.
Yeah, close us out, man.
I just look forward to like you said, my brother Isaac said, man, I look forward to building with y'all, man. Getting to know y'all better, because I can hear already, man. Y'all got a lot of great things going on, and I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to like y'all need some support. You come out there, contribute to what y'all doing, man. Y'all holler at me, man. I always use my music career, man, or the stuff that I do. Because I know, like I was saying earlier, they like that. They look up to that. And I just try to, show them another side, though. Like you say, just trying to just give them some other, skills, trades, business tips, whatever, man, that they can do. They can be entrepreneurs, all that. So it's just a lot of things, man, we can work with them. It's about building that relationship, though. Like you say, you don't never stop follow-ups, holler at them, calling. Or just supporting them, man. You never know what they got going on right now. Just some advice, man.
Yeah.
So that just advice will take you a long way when somebody's down,
Pouring into them, brother.
Yeah,
man. For like to close and go, man, I guess we gonna link up, man.
So that's it, brother. That's it. So
appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate y'all having me, man. And let's get it, man. Hit the grind run.
Look, man. As we get up out of here, I want to say thank y'all for taking some time out. I look forward to connecting tomorrow, being in the building. Man, we got us some freckles, so we're gonna have some freckles in the building, man. Get us take it home classic.
Yeah.
So man, it's gonna be going down tomorrow, and I look forward to it, man. And I thank y'all brothers for stepping in tonight. Anybody else any last words before we close it out? That is it then, brother. All right, y'all. Well, look, man. Thank y'all again. This is KT for KTTeeV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood. This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTeeV.
KTTeeV.
KT.